Hello students, we are going to start chapter 8 of civics, confronting marginalization, and today we'll start part 1 of this chapter. In this chapter we will read about some of the ways in which groups and individuals challenge existing inequalities. Adivasis, Dalits, Muslims, women, and other marginal groups argue that simply by being citizens of a democratic country, they possess equal rights that must be respected. So let's start this video with the topic invoking fundamental rights. As you have learned in the first chapter of this book, our constitution lays down the principles that make our society and polity democratic because India is a democratic country. They are defined in and through the list of fundamental rights that are an important part of the constitution. You know that there are 6 fundamental rights available for all Indian citizens in the part 3 of our constitution from article 12 to 35. These rights are available to all Indians equally, as I told you. As far as the marginalized are concerned, they have drawn on these rights in 2 ways. What are the 2 ways? First, by insisting on their fundamental rights, they have forced the government to recognize the injustice done to them. And second is, they have insisted that the government enforce these laws. In some instances or examples, the struggles of the marginalized have influenced the government to frame new laws. Many examples we have, and we'll discuss later about them, in keeping with the spirit of the fundamental rights. Now we'll discuss about some articles of part 3 of the constitution, which provides equality for all the people who are considered marginalized in the society, providing equality to all the marginalized groups in the society or in entire country. These articles are Article 15, Article 17, Article 29 and Article 30. Now we'll discuss about these articles in detail. So dear students, as we already have discussed that fundamental rights are given in part 3 of our constitution. This is very important part of the constitution, and article 12 to 35, this is the description of or the explanation of fundamental rights for all the citizens of the country. And we are talking about some important fundamental rights which are providing equality for all the marginalized groups, including Muslims, including Adivasis and Dalits, right? So first one is Article 15. Article 15, it is very important article under the right to equality, because right to equality is given Article 14 to 18. Article 14 to 18. 14 is providing equality before laws, and Article 15 is prescribing with the prohibition of discrimination. It means according to Article 15, no one will be discriminated on the basis of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. So in this way we can understand that Article 15 is providing equality, and it is prohibiting the discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth. It means no citizen in India will be discriminated on the basis of religion. right? Someone is Hindu, someone is Muslim, someone is Christian, Jainist, Buddhist, right? Parsi, anybody belongs to any religion. On the grounds of religion, as we have discussed, religion, caste, belonging to any caste, right? Somebody can be considered lower caste, upper caste, so called lower caste, so called upper caste. So no one will be discriminated on the basis of caste, race, and sex, gender, male, female, or place of birth. Anywhere, place of birth. If you are belonging to northern parts of the country, belonging to eastern part of the country, western part, southern part, central part, anywhere, if you born in India, you are equal in front of the laws, in front of the constitution, like other Indians. Clear? So in this way, article 15 is providing us prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. So this was in article 15. Now we'll discuss about article 17. Article 17. This article is belonging to the abolition of untouchability. Abolition of untouchability. Untouchability is not allowed now in India. Completely prohibited, and it is a punishable crime now. No one is allowed to discriminate other people, so-called lower caste people, like Dalits. Clear? Dalits. No one will be discriminated on the grounds of castes. So this is the abolition of untouchability in India. We have used one word, Dalit. What is Dalit? The term Dalit, which means broken. Dalit, the word meaning of Dalit is broken. This word is used deliberately and actively by groups to highlight the centuries of discrimination they have experienced within the caste system on the basis of caste. Right? Since the old time in India, the people belonging to lower castes were suppressed by the upper castes people like Brahmins, etc. So this term is used as the people who are discriminated for a long time. So this is the term Dalit, that means broken. Next article is article 29. Article 29. Article 29 and article 30. Both the articles are the parts of the fifth fundamental right, that is cultural and educational rights. Cultural and educational rights. So this is article 29. Article 29 is belonging to the protection of language, script and culture of minorities, means all the minorities including Muslims, Sikhs, Jainists, Parsis and other suppressed classes like Dalits also. Clear? So this is the protection of all kinds of minorities. Next one is article 30. Article 30 is providing right of minorities to establish and administer educational institutions. And now let's have a look on this example. The poem below is written by Soirabai. Soirabai was the wife of the well-known Bhakti poet Chokha Mela from 14th century Maharashtra. They belonged to the caste Mahar. Mahar caste at that time was considered untouchable. So what she is writing here? A body is unclean. They say only the soul is untainted. What is untainted? Means without pollution or not contaminated or tainted. But the impurity of the body is born within the body. This is the impurity for a body, because the body is born within the body. By which ritual does the body become pure? I think no. Not a creature has been born except in a bloody womb. Right? Nowhere. No place is there from where the human being comes on the earth, right? Except in a bloody womb. All the people come through the same process. So this is the glory of God. Defilement exists within. The body is polluted from within. Be sure of it, says the Mahari Chokha. Mahari Chokha. Chokha is word means is the word belonging to Chokha Mela. Mahari Mahar caste in Maharashtra. Soirabai is questioning the idea of purity and arguing that since every human is born in the same manner, right, from bloody womb, that word is used in this poem, there is nothing that makes one body less or more pure than the other. She is possibly also trying to say that pollution, a key tool of the caste system to separate or deny people access to spaces, work, knowledge, and dignity, occurs not through the nature of work done, but from within, from your thoughts, values, and beliefs. So she is saying, Soirabai is saying here that these things are made by the society, by the human being. Discrimination is done by human being, not by God, right? The God is making all the people equal with the same process. Getting my point? So this was the idea given in this poem. Now, laws for the marginalized. As you have read, the government makes laws to protect its citizens. Yet, this is not the only way in which it takes action. There are specific laws and policies for the marginalized in our country. Many laws have been formed, and about which we'll discuss in the next part. There are policies or schemes that emerge through other means like setting up a committee or by undertaking a survey, etc. There are mainly two ways to protect the marginalized people. The first way is we can say that laws, right? And second one is policies and schemes. The government then makes an effort to promote such policies in order to give opportunities to specific groups. Now we'll discuss about which kind of policies. Promoting social justice. For social justice, what the government has done, a part of their effort to implement the constitution, both state and central governments create specific schemes for implementation in tribal areas or in areas that have a high Dalit population. For example, the government provides for free or subsidized hostels for students of Dalit and Adivasis communities so that they can avail of education facilities. Because it is considered in the society that Dalit population or the Adivasi people or tribal people are not having the facilities, they are not having much resources so that they can get good education. So to provide them good education, the government has given them subsidies and the good facilities, free education, right? that may not be available in their localities. So this is the one way. Another thing we can read here, in addition to providing certain facilities. So these facilities have been provided by the government. The government also operates through laws to ensure the concrete steps are taken to end inequality in the system. One such law policy is the reservation policy. What is the reservation policy? Reservation policy means some places or seats are reserved for some castes or some specific people. That today is both significant and highly contentious. The laws which reserve seats in education, government employment for Dalits and Adivasis are based on an important argument that in a society like ours, where for centuries sections of the population have been denied opportunities to learn and to work in order to develop new skills or vocations, a democratic government needs to step in and assist these sections. I hope that you are understanding. This is very simple. Why the reservation policy has been adopted by the government for Dalits and Adivasis? The simple reason is that the Adivasis and Dalits are not having the resources for their development like other people of the society, other people of the country. So for their upliftment, for their betterment and for their equality, providing them equality so that they can be equal like other people. So they are being provided with the reservation. So in education institutions and in services, government jobs, etc., they have been provided with the reservation or reserved seats. How does the reservation policy work? Government across India have their own list of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and backward and most backward castes. The central government too has its list. Students applying to educational institutions and those applying for the post in government are expected to furnish proof of their caste or tribe status in the form of caste and tribe certificates. So these kinds of communities are supposed to get the certificate from their particular office, like subdivision office or like district headquarters. So they can get scheduled caste certificate, right, scheduled tribe certificate, other backward classes certificate, like this. So this is also called the caste certificate. So many government and educational institutions also ask for candidates to mention their caste tribe status so that they can identify their caste or their tribe, their particular group, that it is mentioned in the particular list that is prepared by the central government or by the state government for their upliftment to maintain the reservation policy. So if a particular Dalit caste or a certain tribe is on the government list, then a candidate from that caste or tribe can avail of the benefit of reservation. For admission to colleges, especially to institutes of professional education such as medical colleges, governments define a set of cutoff marks. So cutoff marks also is very low, is lower than the general cutoff for the Dalits and for the lower castes, or in so-called lower castes and scheduled castes or scheduled tribes. So this means that not all Dalit and tribal candidates can qualify for admission, but only those who have done reasonably well and secured marks above the cutoff point. Clear? For example, there are 5 seats out of 20 seats, right? So 10 seats are for general, 5 are reserved for other, and 5 are reserved for SCs. Clear? So and 10 candidates are there. 10 candidates are there appeared in the exam, right? Cutoff is there out of 100, 50. For example, 50 marks is the cutoff. So out of 10, only 3 candidates got more than 50 and 7 candidates got less than 50 marks. So how many candidates will be appointed for the post? Only 3, because 7 candidates are not qualifying according to the criteria fixed by the government. So it is not so there that all the people who have the reservation can be qualified, can be appointed without any kind of special criteria. It is not so there. Clear? So the particular qualification is very necessary for getting the reservation benefits. So in your class 9th political science textbook, you will read more on reservations for the backward classes. About OBCs, we'll study about Mandal Commission in 9th class in political science book, and how the reservation policy will be adopted, was adopted by the central government in 1990 when the Mandal Commission report was implemented by the VP Singh government in August 1990, and 27% reservation was being provided to the other backward classes, socially backward classes, socially and educationally backward classes, 27% reservation. So dear students, we have completed this part of this chapter. In the next video, we will study about protecting the rights of Dalits and